because we was working on hives. You may not know that farmers furnish everything. You done all the work, and you split when all the thing went on sale. You got a hive. Dad died during that time, so and you get half and they get half. That's what you know. Anyway, Mom was in the backfield picking cotton in October. I got crippled. Stayed Birmingham Hospital 7 months or 7 years. Talking about 6 and on down. When I was sent home to die, they got some kind of message that it would be better that he died at home than it would be down here in this hospital. But Mama never gave up. She was picking cotton, and the Lord came into that little you know, them beds like you get in the hospital. They sent one of them little beds, short beds like that, you know. And it winds up, you know, either side, that side or that side. You know. Notice where I had to stay. And Mama take care of me before she went to pick cotton. After she had to dress my leg when she got in from morning picking cotton. And she back. My brother, I call him a little brother. He was just older than me, but he was little, and he would have been 14, I guess, 15, somewhere along in there. And this man came and stood at the foot of that little bed. Like that. And that bed I had, you could roll it up. Mama always took care of me. And it sort of rolled up a little bit. And he come and he stood at that bed. And if anything was any closer to that Jesus of Nazareth movie that you can see, that original one, not the modern day ones, he looked like that Jesus. They played the Jesus on that. I know some of y'all probably seen that. We got it. 2 or 3 of them. And he stood there at the foot of the bed. He said, I'm Jesus. God kill me right now if I ain't telling the truth. He said, I'm Jesus. And I've come to heal you. For I've got a work for you to do for me when you get older. Now all hope was gone. She had dressed it like she always did and cleaned it. And of course, Birmingham and the Pure City Hospital kept her stuff to do all that. And I got out of that bed and I said, hold it like that, and I looked straight at Jesus. I love that Jesus of Nazareth movie. Amen. The original one. Oh, yeah. And he looked at me with them beautiful eyes. Them the most beautiful eyes you'll ever see in a movie. Is that Jesus of Nazareth, the original one, not that crazy mess. Amen. Try to imitate him. And he said, walk. God, kill me right now if I'm not telling the truth. Instantly, this leg fell out. This foot, I have side of the river, just a hand. And I'm standing there barefooted. That leg standing on that leg. He said, walk. I started like this. But when he said that to me, he said, I got a work for you to do when you get older. Well, he disappeared. I had a brother just 3 years a little older. He had to hang around there. He had to work in the garden, and we didn't have no windows, had window shutters, you know, them old time houses. And he heard a commotion, and he stuck his head through the window. What would have been was a shutter. Some of y'all probably never had sense enough to live in a house like that. But that's the way old time homeless folks are, just regular old country folk. And if you don't know it, you don't know nothing. That's what's wrong with this generation. They got all this modern day stuff and they just do what they want to. And by that time I was running back and forth through them 3 shotgun little houses. They call it shotgun houses. It'd be bang, bang, bang. And I was running. He stuck his head through that window shutter. Said, "What are you doing?" He called me by my middle name, which I don't like. I said, "I'm walking, Jimmy." He said, "I'm going to get Mama." And she's about a mile over up in Cotton, in that backfield. Man, I looked out that window, went through that cotton field, knocking cotton bolls this way, knocking cotton bolls that way. And he had to run that hole because we was sharecroppers, you know. And man, about 30 minutes. It was a good mile over, about 30 minutes or summer's in there. Mom come in there with that old bonnet. And of course, some of that old was red, that old mud, that old dust. It wasn't muddy, but that old dust red land. Of course, some of y'all probably ain't never had enough sense to be on a farm like that. You on all this fancy stuff. But it's in that. Now we used to plant cotton in the red land, the corn in the darker land, you know. And she come in and she took that old money dog. She said, "What are you doing, son?" I said, "I'm walking, Mama." I said, "Jesus just came to me a little while ago and told me that he come to heal me and told me to get out of bed, and I'm healed. This foot was become perfectly normal. And it ain't no bone. You know, I had that accident a little over 3 years ago. I lost that leg when I went into it to operate. There was another time I died for 22 minutes before they could get me to the hospital. They covered me up with a sheet when I got there. But when I went in there, the doctor that done the operation and everything, broke that leg, when I got out from under that, you know, it brought me back. And from the operation of within myself, that doctor wanted to know who grafted that portion of bone in my right leg. They had just come out with that recognized the portion of bone. They found a bone we call a porcelain bone that will migrate with any kind of a bone as far as humans are concerned. And the doctor that carried me to, I was covered up with a sheet over there, and he said, well, they don't, he didn't know that. He said, "Ain't no such thing as a porcelain bone." When he checked my leg, when I come out from under, he got in touch with where I was. Birmingham, Alabama was in the hospital 7 years when I was a kid. They still had reports down. Also there, that city close to where we live, they found out there, and they still had records of me. He done that research after I got back to myself. That doctor came to that hospital room and when that had me covered up when I was resurrected after I died for those 18 to 20 minutes or 22 minutes. And we went on in that operation. When I come out of that, he came to that room where they had in the hospital and I got my senses back. And he said, he'd been my doctor for years and years and years. One of the best doctors, used to be in Washington, D.C. One of the best doctors, anything. He said, "I've been an atheist. My dad was an atheist. I've been an atheist all my life. But when I seen what God done to a leg was so broken up and made it well," he said, "I knew there had to be a God." Amen. Now he come to the hospital after all that, so got myself back to my senses. He said, would you pray for me? He's one done that. He said, would you pray for me right here? I know you in the hospital here for a few days, but he said, will you pray for me? I want that same God that you got. Hallelujah. Glory. Thank you, Jesus. He accepted Jesus. Thank God. Glory. You know, that done me more good if I'd had 1,000,000 people saved to see a medical doctor that had no faith. He said, there has to be a God. And so not only was your leg broke all to pieces, but it said that bone in there, not regular bone, and that's porcelain, but it's perfect. God healed it, said it's perfect. He said, ain't no God, we didn't even know about that till 7 years ago. And said we just started using it about 2 or 3 years ago. I said, well, Jesus beat you to it. He looked at me with a smile. And even though he's retired, when I do get he checks me up about every 4, 5, 6 months or so when I do get home. I call him up. I got his phone number, everything. And I called him. He said, I'll be there. And he don't live right there. He lives somewhere. He said, I'll be there in 30 or 40 minutes. It may take me an hour. But he's right there where the place where he was. You know, right next to the hospital. There's the kind of doctors. First thing he does when they get done, he goes in that room and said, let's pray. He said, you don't know. He said, probably I'd have went to hell if that didn't happen to you. Thank God.
Thank you, Jesus.
He said, it is a God, and you do have to be born again. Yes. Glory. Hallelujah. I said, glory.
Glory. God.
Well, I lifted a little joke on there. Well, God, you might want to break everything in me to get somebody saved. If you will, just as long as you put me back together. I don't mind know what it does to break me all to pieces. He put me back together. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I said, hallelujah. Hallelujah. And he said, it's unbelievable that we only found out this 7 years ago. That's when I told him it's porcelain. And we started to use 3.5. And he said, so think about it, a little old boy, 11 years old, God back that far back, put a porcelain bone in there. Same thing they would today. They still got that. Them kind of doctors can make a leg, you know. They can absolutely, instead of cutting your leg off, they can put that bone in there. Man, but I tell you, it makes me love him so much. I'm going to read here James 5, and it says 14. That's good for everybody. Amen. Now I might just read 13 too. Is any among you afflicted? Let him pray. Is any merry? Let him sing song. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders. Now I'm not an elder, but I'm just an evangelist. Elder of the church. Let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord, and the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And you know, some people tell you, if you're a sinner, you can't be healed. You know, they idiots out there, they do. They think you got it. But it says it here, and if, you hear what he said? Amen. If they've committed sins, they shall be forgiven him. Confess your faults one to another, and pray one to another, that you may be healed. And the effective, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Now that's in James. Ain't that sweet? Amen. Man. Now let me see where Peter run off to. Here he is. I'll tell you that Peter got, you know, he was I've been over where he used to fish in that part of the world. He was a great fisherman, but he got saved. He became a fisherman, and God told him, that he was to be a fisher of men. Even one of the greatest fishermen, if you go back to history. Thank the Lord. And I had to do all that for them. And I'm glad myself I was in them different churches. It made me study all that stuff to get a little sense that I didn't have. This year's 1 Peter. How many believers? I mean, I don't care what's wrong with you. I'm going to read that scripture. Jesus, the Bible said, took your infirmities. That word grief here, in Greek, that's what's written in, translated from. If he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him.
Amen.
Jesus wants us to believe if he can save you. Well, look what some of you were saved from.
That's right.
Look what some of you were saved from. He reached up there and pulled me out of the opera, and in 24 hours I was saved. But I had to outrun a bunch of police to get to my brother, and I outrun 17 police to get down. My brother was a Baptist preacher. He's the only one I knew that prayed for folks. Man, I was country all over. Ray, you know it or not, I got 23 Martin guitars. Martin guitar companies give me Martin guitars all my life. I got the 3, they made 3 of them. One's just, 2 of them is, they put them in that house, someplace where they go up there and see them. And they wanted mine. I said, well, I ain't let mine go yet. I may one day. Now, you believe I got the 3rd one, and I've been offered $150,000 for that guitar. They want to put it up here and where they put them, what you call that place up there? Museum. Rocky Museum. They want to put my guitars, and they want to put that one out there. I said, well, you can have that one. That's an expensive guitar too. But they gave me that one. Thank you, Jesus. God wants me and you to know. I'm not condemning doctors, man. I could have possibility not be here if I hadn't been a doctor. Even when I broke that leg and lost all my blood, I lost all my blood. And I was dead for 22 minutes. And all of a sudden I was resurrected. And the first thing they done was rush me in and start giving me the blood. But I was resurrected after being dead for 22 minutes. They didn't give up. I was sitting there right in that hospital room with a sheet over me. And all of a sudden, I didn't know what that thing popped. And I kicked that thing off me. I said, where am I at? Or they grabbed me and rushed me in there. And they're saying, put that thing, put a shot in me and put something on my nose. And I don't know where I am yet. And about 2 or 3 hours later, I woke up. And he had that leg fixed where I couldn't mess with it. But the Lord let all that happen to teach me something. First, I'd have never known that bone was porcelain because they checked it. And they said, that ain't regular bone. Who put that bone in? I said, man, God done that when I was 11 years old. I was staying in the hospital. Said, we didn't know about it. I said, well, somebody up under your power. And they done a check, and when he found out that God put that porcelain in my leg, he knew there was God. Amen. Now he is a believer. Brother Dave's met this guy, and he takes, and I was saying about what God, nobody wants to suffer to get people saved.
That's right.
Back when I come into holiness, people went through the fire.
Amen.
And I've been out here since trying to find God since I was 33 years old. And I tell you, I gotta have God. I can't make it without it.
Amen.
I mean, I was raised holiness, but I got 22 or 3 more guitars that I got to play sometimes. But I gave it all up. Not that I'm against country music, and I don't listen to it. Occasionally I might, a good one, but I don't mess with it because I know I can't get back in Nashville, and I don't want to go back up there. Well, God done got me out of that place. Amen. Hallelujah. But you know what? Over half of the Grand Ole Opry people, when all that happened to me, over half of them got saved and realized there was a God.
Amen.
Lester Flatt, he came down in Florida, was doing some kind of thing down in the east, and that's been a long time, and that's before all that happened. But Saul said, ain't you to come down to the tent? I had that big giant tent seated 20,000. He stood back out the back, so he walked down there, and it was packed over 20,000. Come walk down there, and he said, I've heard of a man named David Turrell. And he said, I said, well, I'm the one, I guess. And Lester Flatt, he was a big country guy. He said, I come down here, said, I heard about you, and I said, if there is a man by the name of David Turrell having these miracles, and you said, I just saw him. He's an atheist. Lester Flatt was. He said, I come all the way down here to Florida to find out, because I'm getting old, and said, I got to get saved if it is get saved. He got saved on account of that. We prayed right there. Lester Flatt gave his heart and life to Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
For the last 4 or 5 years of his life. He still was a doctor, but that's the only thing he knew to do. I don't condemn them people because he didn't know nothing else to do. But when he'd get off, after he'd be at the opera, man, he'd get his group. I don't care who I was, right? I was in Detroit, Michigan, or where. Man, he'd get there and he'd be there, and then he'd just get back in time. You've seen him, man. You know I'm telling the truth. That man right there, he worked with us. Man, that's right. And that's how powerful God is, people.
Yeah. Amen.
And people, these modern day churches, they make God an itty bitty God.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
They make God a helpless God.
Amen.
Not the one that came to Mama's house when they sent me home to die, wanted me to be with her. After being in the hospital, they said, we want you to die. They told my mom, said, send somebody to get him. Said, he better die at home because we know you love him. And I was 11 years old, but it didn't happen. She was picking cotton. That was in April when they sent me home, and she picked cotton other part of October. And my brother, that was older than me, when he saw me walking, he went and got her. First thing she done, took that old bonnet off and walked out, which in Redland, walked that old red dust off her face, raised her hand. My mom always was a godly dress. Raised her hands, said, Jesus, I never doubted you one time.
Amen.
Thank God.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank God. I mean, He's God.
Amen.
And Isaiah is telling us here. Now we find Peter 2:24. Thank you, Jesus. 2:24. Who his own self, talking about Jesus. Let me go a little above. Man, there's some good stuff here, man. I didn't say snuff, I said stuff. Some of them I want some snuff. I don't want to go back about 19, but this is thankworthy if a man for circumcision toward God endures grief, suffers wrongfully. For what glory is it if when you be buffed for your fault, it's just a ye. When I went to school, they put that, I can't even say it anymore. You do well and suffer for it, you take it patiently. This is acceptable to God, for even hereunto were you called, because Christ suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow his steps, who did no sin. Some of the Bible said never knew sin, but didn't know sin, neither guile found in his mouth. I guess that's snuff and tobacco and cigarettes, probably. I don't know what that is. But don't get it in your mouth. Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but commanded himself to him that judged righteously, who his own self, talking about Jesus, bore our sins on his body on the tree, that was when he was nailed there, that we being dead to sin should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed. For we are, for you were as sheep gone astray, but now are returned unto the shepherd and the bishops of your soul. If you can believe that, if you can believe that, there ain't no bouquets gets on me. Brother Steve, some of you know Brother Steve. He helps us a lot. A few years ago, I don't know, it's been 4 or 5, Brother, might have been longer than that, but they done a thing on me a few years ago, the world record. Do you know how many years that been? 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. And Brother Steve, he gets that stuff when they do another thing on the world records. Well, and of course, I didn't make me jump, but anyway, he called me and he asked me where I was. I wasn't too many, maybe 400 miles from where he was, from Dallas. He lives up in Dallas. He said, he recorded, filmed it and recorded it. He said, I got to come and see you. So, he did. He brought that with him, where they had me on that world thing, coming out from over yonder. And some of y'all might have get that stuff. And they had me in there. David Terrell told when I was crippled, the honest man that have kept up with me since the time I was healed until how many years ago that was, that there's never been a man that made me #1 in the world. The world, them people that does that world thing ever so often, made me the top man of the world. Didn't make me have no big head, didn't make me jump and holler and squeal, but said, this man, David Terrell, evangelist David Terrell, they went and invested all the nations, over 200 countries, how I was a hopeless cripple, how Jesus appeared to me, how he touched me in the palms of my hand. Said, this man has, God has used him. There has to be a God in heaven to have a man like this alive to do what he's done.
Amen.
And they went back to the time I was a little crippled boy. And God healed me. I want to tell you something, folks. Jesus is real. Don't you let nobody. He's more powerful now that he'd been crucified and rose from the dead and was with them, 140? How many days? 40 days and 40 nights after he rose from the dead. He was with the people when he rose from the dead. And he wasn't just somebody, that's right, you go back to history, for 40 days and nights, our Lord, before he left them apostles 2,000 years ago, he was there. So he is a real Jesus. And if you get yourself, you get yourself in everything else, put your faith in Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
You'd be surprised that the people run me down to nothing because they put out and said, David Terrell will not preach nothing but Jesus. I don't care. It's a bunch of preachers a while back said, they mocked me and said, can't you? I said, I'll tell you why I'm preaching Jesus all the time. I said, because you never preach it. And I'm filling up for it. Because all y'all talk about is your money. You talk about your churches. You talk about this. You talk about that. But I talk about Jesus all the time.